Hello, welcome to the online lessons on practical cooking. So today we are going to be making fruit and oat cookies. So we start off by making sure that we have clean hands. So wash your hands very carefully. Make sure you've washed the backs, the fronts. This part here is the part that you most commonly miss, and here. So make sure you wash your hands, preferably with an antibacterial soap. So you wash your hands, hair up out of the way because we don't want to have any hair in our lovely cookies, and preferably put an apron on because that's going to protect the food from you. Then, to make our fruit and oat cookies, we need to have a mixing bowl, a wooden spoon, fork, teaspoon, spatula, a tablespoon, and I've got a palette knife. Right, so once we have and a mixing jug, a measuring jug, then what you're going to do is to weigh all your ingredients out. So in the bowl I have got 50 grams of butter and 50 grams of caster sugar. Now it's best to have your butter soft so it's going to make it easier to beat. So you're going to cream the butter and sugar together so that you can't see which is butter and which is sugar. I am going to put a tea towel underneath my bowl so that it doesn't slide about. Then, when you have done that, you're going to measure 1 tablespoonful of honey. Now we have to be very accurate with the honey. We don't want to have it all running off the bottom of the spoon. So if you've got squirty honey, just fill your spoon up right to the top. And if you're getting it out of a jar like me, just make sure there's no honey dripping off, and then you scrape your honey off your spoon into your bowl. Beat those two together. So that's your sugar and butter mix and your honey. Set that to one side. Then we are going to crack our egg into a jug. Now the best way of cracking an egg is you hold your egg between your thumb and forefinger, turn it around, hold your egg over your jug with a fork or a knife, one whack, fingers underneath the shell, pull it open. Now eggs are raw, so we need to dispose of the shell and wash our hands again. Into your egg, you are going to put your cinnamon if you wish to use cinnamon. Cinnamon is lovely flavouring. Is a lovely flavouring for these cookies. So we need to have 1 teaspoonful of cinnamon. That's going to go into your egg. Beat your egg and cinnamon together till it's blended, and then you are going to add that eggy mixture to your mixing bowl. Scrape it all out of your jug, and then mix those until they are blended in. Okay, that is what it will look like. Now when it comes to your oats, you need to use proper porridge oats, not the instant porridge oats, because the instant porridge oats are processed so that they dissolve easily, and we don't want that to happen in our cookies. So we are then going to add our oats. So that's 80 grams of oats, 50 grams of plain flour, and into that 50 grams of plain flour, I am going to add 1 level teaspoon of baking powder. That goes into your mixing bowl. And then 50 grams of raisins. Now I'm using raisins. You could use apricots, dried apricots chopped up, sultanas, dried cranberries, any dried fruit that you have got at home. Then you're going to beat that all together until it's all blended and everything is coated within that mixture. I am going to, with my spatula, scrape off the wooden spoon, and that's going to go to be washed up. Then I'm going to get my baking tray. Now on my baking tray, you can either grease your baking tray, so with a little bit of oil, or you can use parchment paper onto your baking tray. I am going to use a non-stick baking mat on mine. Then with your tablespoon and a teaspoon, we are going to divide this mixture into 6 equal cookies. Spread them out, or space them out because they are going to spread. Now I may have been a little bit generous with my sizing, but that doesn't matter because we can just even it out when we've got them all on the baking tray. So I'm just going to scrape out my mixing bowl because I don't want to leave any of that lovely mixture in the bowl. So it is approximately 1 tablespoon to each cookie. Let's just move that one along just in case it spreads. Just going to scrape that out, pop that onto my spoon, and there we go. That is your oat and fruit cookies. They are ready to go into the oven. Now the oven should be preheated on 180. You need to wear an oven glove to put your cookies in the oven. So put the oven glove on because that protects your arms and your hands. Take your tray, the widest part of the tray towards you, and put that into the oven. That is going to bake now for, let me just check that. That is going to bake for 10 to 12 minutes. When they are cooked, they will be golden brown. So we'll just see what they look like when they come out. After 12 minutes, check your cookies. They should be golden brown. They should be golden brown. They will have spread a little bit. Don't panic, they're supposed to do that. Then just cut if they've joined together and leave them to just go a little bit cooler on the mat. They will be very, very soft and they will break up if you try and move them now. So let them cool down a little bit before you remove them from the mat and eat.